Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about this event called uh, the War for Berrimont. Or what is it called? The Battle for Berrimont. Okay, I'll show you how I play this event. Basically, the aim is to collect gallantry points by attacking towers or attacking enemy camps. Uh, how I usually go about it is first thing I do is after I select the type of camp using I don't buy the ruby camp, the wood camp that you can buy with wood and stone is more than enough for this. Once you build your camp in Berrimont, you go over here and first thing you send out bunch of attacking troops to get you started. Along with your troops, you can send your Berrimont tools, that is your ladders and gate tools and range tools. If you don't have Berrimont, you're using wood tools also, you can send those. I've actually already sent all my tools there. I'm additionally sending another 130 attacking range troops. Make sure I usually send only range troops. I don't bother with sending any melee. Okay, then let's travel to the camp. I'll show you how I built my camp. Okay, I've built a whole lot of tents. That is to improve my holding capacity of units that I can send from my main castle. Now, a lot of people just prefer to use this auxiliaries. These are the troops which you can recruit here in Berrimont, which you can't use in your main camp. A lot of people just prefer using those camps. Those troops. But those troops don't carry too much loot, so I like to build up my camp. So I prefer sending some horrors or any other range troops that I have access in my main castle. Now, first thing I do is once you reach here, the first thing you need to do is build your supply storage. You can build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 storage uh, storehouses you can build. So first thing you need to do is build out your storehouses to hold the max capacity. I think 78,000 or something. Yeah, 78,000 wood and stone you can store. So that way, once you start hitting camps, all your wood and stone will get saved for you to build other buildings. And then I don't bother with building any decoration items here. This is all that I got with the camp initially. The only buildings that I upgrade here are the auxiliary headquarters and the training grounds. The auxiliary headquarters you can upgrade it to increase the number of auxiliary troops you can hold. Level 5 gives you a maximum of 1000 auxiliaries. I think totally you can hold 1100. Yeah. And training grounds improves the number of auxiliary troops you can recruit per slot. Now I think I am at level 4. If I increase it to level 5, let's see, how many can I hold? How many can I recruit? This is the max level, I think. Okay, I've reached the max level there. Now I recruit only range here also. Okay, I can't recruit anymore. Okay, let's go kill off some troops by attacking and then I'll show you. I think you can, about 100, I am not really sure, about 100 troops I think you can recruit in one and go. This is some of my foreign castle attacks that are planning. Okay, what I do is once my storehouses are full, I start attacking camps, and with the resources that I get, I expand my castle and keep building these small tents. Go here and go to the military buildings, and this one, the small tents, I keep building to improve this. And then I keep upgrading it to all tents to level 4. Maximum, I think, once I max out all the tents, I can have about 1,200 troops plus, I think. 1,200 to 1,300 troops plus about 1,000 here in auxiliary. So about 2,300, 2,400 troops I can keep. I keep this many number of troops so that I can send out multiple attacks. I'll show you. Okay, now we have the max number of troops available. All you need to do is click here, go to the front. It will take you to the best watchtower, and then you spy the watchtower. Okay, the spying is done now. You send out your attack. Right, let me show you the camp overview. Okay, this camp overview. Now I have tools. See, I've sent all these ladders and the gate tools and some range tools, and this 1% carts. This you can buy any number, unlimited number from the master blacksmith using silver coins. 17 silver pieces per cart, I think. I bought about 100,000. I already had a few, and then I sent everything over here now. Now let's see how much we can. Once you have enough tools in your uh, camp, you just need to autofill. Now sometimes this happens, but even when this happens, make sure you put some range tools in the center, because always, I'll show you, the spy report shows that he has only melee troops here. You might think that you don't need, but once the attack lands, the setup always changes. So it's better to add 5 of these range nomad shields, or 10 of these iron mantlets, equivalent to negative 100 on the range defense power. And then the next 3 waves, I always autofill with 1 troop and the rest with cards to give maximum gallantry points. Okay, so the first attack is out. I spy once and I send out maximum number of attacks possible. That is still my troops run out. So again, I need to fill the range shields here. Once the report comes, you will understand why I fill range shields, even though the report shows only melee. Okay. Again, the second attack is off. Now, third. If you're using only the auxiliary tools, auxiliary troops from Berimond, it limits the number of attacks you can send out at the same time. Like you have only 1,100 troops, so you can send out maximum, I think, 3 attacks. Now with this, with the additional troops that I will get using the camps, I can get another 3-4 attacks out at the same time. So it all adds up. I think the last one we missed the center thing. But then I can use it as an example, show you. Also, don't forget to use your NPC commanders and add your Berimond heroes. See, this one is 4th one. Here, I've used the berry hero with additional range and melee, and use your berry heroes for additional attack power. Okay. I usually try to kill off my melee troops and keep building more range. Okay, I need to autofill here. And maybe do this, because my autofill had only melee troops. Okay, this is done. Now let's see how many attacks have I sent out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 1 is returning. About 5 attacks at the same time we can send out. Oh, already 2 reached, so I think about 6 attacks. About 1,500 gallantry points we can get per attack. It depends. The further you go into the, see, these watchtowers are all connected to each other. Once you kill off the certain number of attacks, this tower can take 371 more attacks till it's destroyed, and then you go here. Once you move to the next stronger, these will be a little stronger, and the gallantry points it gives you also will be a little higher. And then once this can take about 5,600 attacks. All attacks from red camp. See, I'm part of the red camp, and now I'm hitting the blue. So any red soldier, I mean, any red player hitting camps all the attacks will count to this 5,648 attacks. So all of us together have to kill off this and this. The target is to kill off all these camps and reach at the end of all this. There'll be a capital. There are very few times I've actually seen the capital getting destroyed. Yeah, here's the capital. I've seen, I think, only maybe 4 or 5 times I've seen always. You have to kill all these camps and see the one before capital, 35,000 attacks. Very rarely, unless you have a lot of active players hitting from one end, you never see the capital getting destroyed, but still you get your gallantry points and all the rest of the rewards from your event. Okay, all done now. See these attacks use only the auxiliary troops. See the loot that we got, 5,600, 5,400. But see the first attacks that we sent horrors, you get 17,000. That's the difference. That's why I send horrors while upgrading my camp. Now all attacks have reached. I'll go into my camp. See, its storage is full. I'll do my last upgrade and put up some more tents. This is all I keep doing. You just once your camp is fully expanded and all your small tents are up, all you need to do is keep hitting, collecting resources, and upgrading all your camps to level 4. Once all your camps reach level 4, basically your camp work is done, and you need to just keep hitting and collecting as many gallantry points as possible. Some people prefer not to bother about the camp and just keep using the auxiliary troops that you get. But I like to do it this way. There's no right or wrong way. It's up to each of you. Okay, 3 more. In this event, I find that the decorations are not really necessary. It shows that the morale is low, but I don't think the losses are too high even if your morale is this low. I don't bother building any extra decorations. I just fill up the camp with all the space with small tents. I don't worry about decorations at all. And here on our server, we don't get any attacks in Berrimont from other players. Maybe some random attacks here or there, but I've never seen anybody attacking here. At least nobody attacks me. So I don't worry too much. And once I get enough, uh, all these tents up to level 4, then maybe I do up the wall just because I have spare troops. In case in your server there are people attacking you and you need to defend, you can build up your wall and your moat and all the other defenses also. And also you'll get a place, I mean, you can put up a castle in here. I don't even have a castle at the moment. Let's see. What can I put up? I think I'll put up some. Okay, I don't want to build a new one. I'll just put up this Shadow Sorcerer set. I have one full set. Just in case some random attack comes in. This is already a fully upgraded set. So, and it's very hard to defend this camp because wall space and all that and all is pretty weak, and the walls itself are pretty weak. So, okay, this is done. See, the number of troops on the wall is 100. Even I think fully upgraded, I don't know, 300, 400 troops may be on the wall. One good attack will take out all your defenses. So, I don't bother too much with defense. If somebody is attacking you, rather just, and these camps can't go up in flames, so just move your soldiers, let the attack land, and then hit him back. That's the easier way, I'd say. See, about 120 with the max thing you can recruit in one go. And I always start a feast in some. I usually start a feast in Fire Castle or one of my outposts so that you can recruit troops faster here. See, now you can. I'm recruiting at 863%. I think with higher decos you can get it higher, but it doesn't matter. This is fast enough. As fast as you kill off troops, these guys will keep getting recruited, and that's it. Okay, this is done now. I think 783. I keep sending more for every round of attacks that I send. All the horrors that I kill off, I keep sending back from here, so that for every round I can send out another 5 or 6 attacks. Okay, I think that's about it. Now, another thing I wanted to show you guys is look at the rubies you get. 10. Okay, 10 again here. This is another 10. Last round we sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks. So that is 50 rubies in 5 attacks. And we got about 1500 into 5 is about 7500 gallantry points. We need 500,000. 7500 gallantry points, meaning 10 attacks. Or 5 attacks gives 7500. So 50 attacks is 75,000. 500 is, no, you don't need 500. Maybe about 333 attacks, I think. About 333 attacks if you do with this setup. It is 3 waves full of the 1% cards. You can reach your, what do you say, 500,000 gallantry points target to get all your prizes. And while doing that, 333 attacks, you can make about 3000 rubies. It's not much, but 3000 rubies is 3000 rubies. It always helps. I thought you could get more, I'm not sure. Maybe someone else knows. I think once the camps get further, and the stronger the camps, the more rubies I think you can get. I'm not really sure about that. Anyway, that's about it. Try to get maximum number of soldiers and send out multiple attacks. Wait, I wanted to show you the setup difference. See, we sent original setup showed that there were no range troops in the middle, but you go into this report, okay, here also they didn't have. Sometimes they do change. In this camp, they didn't change, I think. See here, they have range troops. It showed they have only melee in the center, but now you go into the report, actual report, and see they have range also. So that's why you send out 5. See, now we were lucky that we sent out 5 of these shields. Otherwise, the losses would have been high. I think 1 or 2 attacks we didn't send out. This we did send. This one. Look at this. We didn't send shields in the center. Look at the loss. 69 troops were lost because the attack changed and they were ranged troops here. You see the difference? That's why even if the report shows that there are no ranged troops in the center, make sure you add those 5 shields. Just adding those 5 shields, see the losses came down to 16. Without that, it was 60 something. So make sure you don't forget to add those 5 shields in the center, even if the report shows that there are no range. Other than that, there are no big surprises in this event. It's pretty good to get those gallantry points. And always while doing this event, like the other Berrymont invasion and Herald of the War of the Realms, all that, make sure you keep collecting these, you're donating coins and collecting your relic equipments. Right, that's about it for this event, I think. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you in another video. Bye.